Skill 23, Mid-segments and triangles. For number 7, we're going to use the image below. Points E, D, and H are midpoints of the sides of triangle TUV. Also, UV is 80, TV is 100, and HD is 80. We want to find HE. Okay, so the first thing we want to notice is we have the midpoint. So I'm going to mark the midpoints. We know that right here, TH, there's a midpoint. And then we have the TE and the UE, because E is a midpoint. And then we have VD and UD, because D is a midpoint. Okay, so because we have all that stuff, and then I'm going to go ahead and write in the other bits of information that we already know. We already know that UV all the way to here is 80, and we know that TV, so all the way down here, is 100, and we know that HD is 80. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I can find my parallel to HE, because what I'm actually looking for is HE right here. Alright, so I need to find a line that's parallel to that. So because of our mid-segment theorem, I know that this segment down here is parallel. So because of that, I can say that HE equals 1/2 of VU. Okay, and since I know that VU, or UV, is 80, I can say that HE equals 1/2 times 80. So HE equals 40. And that would be your final answer. And the next one, problem number 11. Your home is at point H. Your friend lives at point F, which is the midpoint of Elm Street. Elm Street intersects Beach Street and Maple Street at their midpoints. Okay, so your friend is walking to school by going east on Elm and then turning right on Maple and going to school. So how many miles does she have to walk? So we have to look at it in a different way. So we know that this is a mid-segment and this is a mid-segment. Okay, so that tells me if this is a mid-segment here, the second part, that's a mid-segment. So that means that this distance right here is also 1 mile, because you knew that that was 1 mile, and they're the same. Okay, so we know she walks at least 1 mile once she turns on Maple Street to the right. Now, she's going to go towards Maple Street. We need to figure out how far this is to get to Maple Street. So that's half the distance, because F is the midpoint of Elm Street, so I know that that is the same as that, by definition of midpoint. So I need to find the length of the mid-segment. So the mid-segment, I'm going to just say Elm Street, that is the mid-segment, is going to equal 1/2 of the 3.2. And that's to find the total length of Elm Street. So the length of Elm Street is 1.6 miles. But your friend doesn't have to walk the whole 1.6, because that would be this whole amount. Your friend only has to walk half of that. So now you're looking at half of Elm Street is what your friend has to walk. So that would be half of 1.6, which would be 0.8. So your friend has to walk 0.8 miles on Elm and 1 mile on Maple. So what we'd be looking at here is 0.8 plus 1 mile, which would be 1.8 miles to get to school. So that's your final answer. That's it for your notes over mid-segments and triangles. Summarize your notes, finish the rest of these practice problems, and then you should be ready for your quiz over this material.